Hello, everybody, and welcome back to From the Mezzanine.
That's my line. Hi, everybody, and welcome to From the Mezzanine, the Broadway podcast for the Broadway fans. Should I do the whole intro? Here we talk about all of the Broadway tea. I haven't said it in a long
Broadway
time.
News, Broadway grosses, and let's be honest,
all of the tea and gossip that happens week to week in the Broadway stratosphere. And I'm joined by Broadway bestie Bryn.
Hi, everybody.
I've missed you.
I've missed you.
It's been a minute.
I know.
When was the last time you came on?
Like a month and a half
At least
ago.
that's crazy.
Early October.
Well, the elephant in the room, hopefully you're watching on YouTube, but you really should be because me and Bryn just worked hard on the setup, the new FTM setup. Now, let me tell you, I love her. She's cute. She's not done. I have a few more ideas. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So, but we're getting there. And I think she's so cute and so FTM coded. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And Bryn just helped me. It literally would not have been this cute without her. So thank you for your styling expertise.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, before we get this episode started, I have something for you. I have a surprise. I have your Christmas present.
Guys!
Okay. It's hiding.
Oh my God, I have to Christmas shop.
Bryn got me an amazing Christmas present last year. Oh. Okay, guys, we're just going to go without light. Our light keeps turning off. Fine. I don't know what's going on.
We're fine. What did I get you last year?
But it's okay. You got me that FTM Gutenberg hat.
The Gutenberg hat.
So.
Oh my God, what did I get? Guys, I'm nervous.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's wrapped. Lindsay. Wait, hold my mic.
Okay. I will explain what's happening for the non-YouTube watchers. So it's wrapped in a gorgeous gold Merry Christmas wrapping. And she's opening it.
It's in an Amazon box.
Yeah. She's opening it. I didn't tape it too hard, so you should be able to get it without scissors. Rip it. There we go.
Guys! Holy crap.
Okay, tell him about it.
Okay, it's a pink crew neck.
Yeah.
And it's embroidered in dark pink. And it says professional yapper. Oh my God. If you're watching on YouTube.
Isn't that cute? Here, hold it up closer to the...
Oh my God.
Do you like it?
Of course. Oh my God, it's perfect.
And I have one to match.
Oh my God, should we wear them?
Yeah.
Okay,
we're going to have an outfit change. Look, how cute are we? We're professional yappers. That's what we come here to do. And it's so FTM coded. You like it?
Guys, you're kidding.
Have you seen this?
I've seen something similar.
Okay, so I was a little worried that you were going to be like, oh my God, because I saw it on TikTok Shop. This is the first thing I've ever bought from TikTok Shop.
You bought them on TikTok Shop?
Yes. And because I saw them and I was like, oh my God, I have to get that for me and Bryn. And then after I bought it, then I was like incessantly being marketed it over and over to where I was sick of it. I was like, I hope Bryn hasn't already been just completely infiltrated with ads on ads. But
I've seen something
cute, right?
similar, but guys, look at us.
We're twins.
If you're watching. Oh my God, it's perfect.
Merry Christmas. You're welcome.
This is my first Christmas gift of the year. What am I going to get, Lindsay?
I couldn't wait. I just can't wait with Christmas gifts. I have to get them.
Fair,
and plus
fair.
I was like, well,
no,
so
this
cute.
is perfect. Guys, you should all DM me on Instagram and tell me what I should get Lindsay for Christmas.
Yeah. What do I want for Christmas from you? Perhaps maybe a candlelit dinner with Aaron Tveit.
Oh, that's doable.
Is that possible?
I think so.
Okay, thank you. That's what I would like.
I'll make that happen.
Aaron Tveit, if you're free. So am I.
Yeah.
Okay, oh my gosh, where do we even begin? I just feel like we haven't seen each other in so long.
I know.
So
have you seen anything recently? What's the last thing you saw?
The last thing I saw, I think, was Gypsy, right? I think that was the last thing I saw, but I recapped that last week. Mm-hmm. You've seen quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us.
So I had this I have a friend who kept joking around that I was going to hit this crazy number for a number of shows this year. And I was very much like, no, I'm not going to. And then it kind of became a bit where she was like, you are. And I was like, no, I'm not. And then now I'm like, okay, I have to do it.
What are you going to hit?
100.
Oh, obviously. That's
so
of course.
I'm at 93. So I have to see 7 more in the next 2.5 weeks.
Oh my God. Okay. So you're going to see Cult of Love with me.
Mm-hmm.
And are we counting off Broadway?
Yes. This is everything.
Okay. Have you really only seen 93? Okay.
I haven't no, this doesn't include any like award shows, obviously, or any like I didn't include any of the Broadway for Kamala things, the Well-Behaved Women, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but I did include Ben Platt at the Palace.
No, that's valid. We got a playbill for it. Okay, so we're gonna see Elf. So we're at 2. I want to see Sunset Boulevard before, hopefully. We'll see.
I'm hoping to go to Outsiders on Tuesday because Daryl Tofa is making his Johnny Cade debut.
So the day this comes out, he will be making his debut. Which is exciting. Johnny Cade. I didn't even know he covered that track.
I know. It's his first time doing it. I'm going to see Notebook. We need 3 more. You're going to see Notebook.
We didn't say Moulin Rouge. We're going to see Moulin Rouge.
We're hoping to see Moulin Rouge too.
Okay.
Like if I have to, I'll see something when I'm home for Christmas.
If you have to.
If I have to.
Okay, so you only need 1 more.
I think so. Oh, and my friends are coming next weekend, so I might go to some. Oh, we're Back to the Future, hopefully.
Oh, Back to the Future for JJ Neiman's last show, December 14th, matinee. So that covers it.
That does it.
That's crazy. I bet I've probably at the end of the year I may have seen 65. If you've seen 100, I feel like 65.
Yeah.
Like
you know what? Out of my 100, we've seen less together than I would have thought.
Yeah.
I have to check my Google sheet, but I have it written like who I saw each show with.
Well, we see a lot together, but I feel like you really see a huge chunk of things when you have people visiting.
That's the thing.
Because like whenever Kaylee visits, my sister, we see like 5 shows. Yeah. Like that's when you see like a ton of stuff. So that makes sense.
But a lot of the shows I see just like day to day is with you for sure.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I know.
100 shows. How many did you see last year?
50.
How many did I see last year? I think 30.
Or
and that felt crazy.
Which I guess like if you think about it, it makes sense because last year I was only living in New York from September to December.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so that was 4 months in New York plus a couple trips earlier in the year. This year it's like 9 months in New York. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that it doubled.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
I've already
also shout out Broadway League because that's been a huge help in getting us to see tickets or see shows and stuff too.
I've already kind of been thinking about my top 5. I think I have my top 5.
My anxiety just like went through the roof when you said that. Like trying to look at all my playbills and pick my favorites is going to be really, really hard. Should we make our predictions of what our tops are going to be?
I think I know my top 5.
Okay, say.
Outsiders, Kimberly Akimbo. And then that order I don't know for sure yet, but the other 3 are going to be Notebook and Juliet and Romeo and Juliet.
Not Maybe Happy Ending?
Oh, maybe. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Bleep. Maybe Happy Ending.
Okay, so yeah, not which one are you taking out of that?
Probably and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
I think it will go Outsiders, Kimberly, Maybe Happy Ending, Romeo and Juliet, Notebook.
Okay, if I could guess mine and correct me if I'm like forgetting.
But also, let me just say, like, I saw Shucked this year.
Yeah.
I saw How to Dance in Ohio this year.
It's just different if it's like the second time you've seen it.
Yes, that's true. Like all those 5, I mean, and Juliet I've seen before, but all those other, well, that's why I got rid of it. All my other top 5 I saw for the first time this year.
Yeah. And it's not fun to be like every year, like Moulin Rouge is my number 1 or Wicked is my number 1.
Kimberly.
Like we saw Outsiders for the first time this year. So obviously that's going to be number 1. My number 2 is probably going to be Maybe Happy Ending. Gatsby.
I mean, you saw Gutenberg this year.
I did because it closed on January 6th, right? No,
it closed later than that.
I hate anytime I need a date, I always say January 6th, which I hate. It's just like ingrained in my head.
It was like the 28th because we were in DC. We saw Tick Tick Boom when it closed.
And what month was that?
January.
Okay. Well, see, that's hard though because it's like when the Tonys decide what they're going to nominate.
Like you saw Merrily this year, but you weren't as into Merrily. You loved Big Gay Jamboree.
Yeah.
Titanic. Teeth. You love Teeth.
Yeah, I'm going to have to really sit down.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to really assess the situation.
My top 5 by viewing number, though.
Outsiders for sure. Outsiders is my most... Oh, and I saw Moulin Rouge this year with Aaron Tveit. By viewing, I've seen Outsiders more than any other show I've ever seen in my life. I think I've seen it 10 times.
I don't know if I think Outsiders might beat out Kimberly for this year. Obviously, total number, Kimberly is more. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember how many times I saw Kimberly in 2024. But for me, it for sure goes... I think it goes Outsiders, Kimberly... Or no. Outsiders, Kimberly, Notebook, Romeo and Juliet.
How many times have you seen Romeo and Juliet now?
5.
Whoa. Really?
Last night was 5. I know.
Whoa.
Guys, it's bad.
It's okay though because it's limited, right?
It's like February 16th it closes.
Okay.
So
awesome.
I'll probably see it. Like I have a few more friends who want to see it and I have tickets to the closing show. So like
That's awesome.
You have to see it.
I will see it.
Because I just need you to understand that Kit Connor is actually phenomenal. It's not just because I love him.
I will see it.
He's unreal.
I'm definitely going to see it. Don't worry.
Good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I think we should get into our Broadway grosses.
Yes.
Because I'm curious. I haven't looked at these at all.
No, me neither.
And so in our Broadway news, I just want to give you a little teaser. We're going to be talking about the Broadway TikTok theater tea that is going on right now. Like, seriously, it's crazy. And I've probably like never seen such like personal like uproar of anger from theater TikTokers.
I know.
And it's like so fun because I love to watch the drama on the sidelines. But at the same time, I'm like, this is like really crazy and it's affecting a lot of people. We're going to chat about the closings that were announced and some casting news. And I'm really enjoying talking about the effects of Wicked. Like every week I'm like, okay, so like last week it was holding space for Defying Gravity.
Of course.
And then we're going to talk about what's going on right now with the Wicked, just because like I wasn't personally prepared for it to become like a phenomenon like it is. And I knew it would be like a big deal, but I wasn't ready for like the memes and for it to be so mainstream. Like Wicked has never been this mainstream where but everybody's obsessed with it and loves it, which if people weren't that way, I would like really, if like there were like a group of people that were just hating on it, which I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing that on my feed at all. Like I feel like everybody, theater fans and non-theater fans alike, are all obsessed.
Yeah. It's just like actually phenomenal. I haven't heard anyone in my life not like it. And I have a lot of people in my life who are not theater people who have seen it. Yeah. My roommate recently saw it and she hasn't seen a Broadway show in probably like 10 years since she was a kid. And she was like, it was amazing.
Oh, it's so
and that
good.
made me so happy. My favorite thing that I always forget, like my favorite flex, is that we saw The Outsiders the same night as Cynthia Erivo.
Yes, and I sat in the same row as her,
which I think is so cool. I was in the box, so I kept like looking down at her.
Oh yeah.
And then the next night I saw her perform with Ben Platt, which was so cool.
Oh, I forgot you did that with your mom.
With my mom.
Oh my god, I completely forgot you witnessed that.
The amount of money I would pay to see Cynthia and Ariana sing something from Wicked live, please, like they should host the Tonys. That would be insane.
That would be so good.
I really hope they perform at the Oscars.
Yeah. Well, I think they will for sure.
But this is my dream.
Listen up.
The Super Bowl halftime show.
It's not. They've already planned it. Who it's going to be this year?
It?
Kendrick Lamar.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but that would be.
But not Cynthia and Ariana. Like, it's Elphaba and Glinda.
I know. I saw that TikTok. Yeah. It's like, loathing, bah, unadulterated loathing, bah, for your face. Yeah, that would go hard.
So good. But
yeah,
I really hope they do something, or at least like I'm sure the two of them will present a Tony together.
Oh, like fully.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be there. Okay, let's get into our Broadway grosses. Yes.
I thought of one more thing.
I thought you were going to go, cha-ching.
I'll do that after. One more thing I haven't talked about, like I saw since being on FTM, was Charlie D'Amelio and Anne Juliet.
Oh, yes, of course. What you're popping off on TikTok for.
Yes, my TikTok video has
She's viral, honey.
4 million views.
It's crazy.
But you should all go see it. Liam Pierce was amazing.
Yeah, I know.
So good.
I know I need to see it. I know.
But that's later on. Okay, anyway.
How long is Charlie on?
Charlie is there, I think, till like January or February.
Okay.
Liam is indefinite.
Right.
I'm sure it's a 1-year contract. That's my guess.
Okay.
Because they keep calling it their year 3 cast.
This is your cue.
Okay.
Just say it.
Cha-ching.
Okay.
Wait, that was a bad one. Cha-ching.
There we are. So this is for the week ending on December 1st. Our numero uno.
Wait, so this is Thanksgiving. Let me say that. So I feel like everything is going to be high.
One shot day in the Emerald City.
She's singing.
I love Wicked.
She's gonna sing. Okay.
Wicked is number 1, almost breaking 3 million, which is so awesome. The Lion King is number 2 and Hamilton is number 3. So we have our classic top 3 all in line. However, I love to see Wicked number 1. You guys know that. And then Elf is number 4, which is so unexpected to me, you guys. I thought, okay, Elf is gonna do great, but for some reason I had the idea like, okay, maybe it'll do like Once Upon a Mattress, like it's a familiar show, family friendly. No, it is popping off.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it fully makes sense. It's such a limited run, and it's gonna just bring people to be like, oh, we're in New York for the holidays, let's go see Elf. Like the classic New York.
I feel like movie. So many people, you know, they'll come with their kids, they'll see Elf in the Rockettes and like go see the Christmas trees.
Honestly, it's perfect.
It's perfect.
They should do it every year.
I would have seen it if I was like visiting New York, like if I was a kid.
Yeah, same. So, but they're almost breaking 2 million, which is also just crazy. And good for them. They're in the Marquee, which is a really big theater. They could bring it back in like the Winter Garden or something. Number 5 is The Outsiders. We've just seen it go up and up and up. Like I really thought, and it did. After the Tony like craze kind of winded down, the prices went down and the rush seemed a little bit easier to get. I think it's back to.
Oh, it's back up.
Yeah.
I went on, or no, I didn't go, but on Friday, standing room was sold out by like early afternoon. So standing room selling out quickly now. Yeah.
As it should. Aladdin is 6, which is high for Aladdin, but it's because it's a tourist week. Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, I love that for
is
them.
7. Doing really well. However, their capacity is only 90%.
It's a massive theater.
True.
Like I feel like no show that's ever been in the St. James has ever sold the whole thing. Like Illinois didn't even sell the balcony.
True. MJ is 9. Am I at 9? 8. And then Gatsby is 9.
Good for them.
They're bumping up, and Gypsy is 10. Okay, that's what I've been curious about. I've been really curious of where Gypsy is going to fall. It is still in previews. When's the opening? Do you know? It's gotta be so soon.
I think
like
next
in the next
weekend,
week
maybe.
or week or two. I'll be super intrigued to hear those critical reviews. I think it's an amazing production, but I can't. I'm seeing it again. When?
The 13th, I think.
No, that's when we're seeing Cult of Love.
No.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm seeing it the 13th.
I know Lindsay's. We're seeing Cult of Love, I think, on the 18th.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing it again on the 13th. So hopefully I'll have better seats and I can like give a better review. Because I kind of was like, our seats were so far back. Yeah. And like I was happy to see it that early too. But like I definitely need a better. I think that affects my feelings for a show so deeply. Like whenever my Notebook seats were shit, I for real was like, I just don't like that show. So I'm excited to see it again. What do you think the reviews are going to say?
I think they're going to be great.
You think they're going to be like glowing?
Yeah.
For everybody.
It's such like a classic production of a classic show.
Yeah.
I don't think I
don't have anything to criticize per se.
think it's just maybe not like entirely my style. I feel like I definitely gravitate towards shows with a younger cast usually.
Yeah.
That I can like feel like I more connect to.
Yeah. That's my feeling exactly.
But I think it's a fantastic production of a very classic show, and I don't think there's a single person that cast they could have cast differently.
Yeah. So right below the top 10 is Hell's Kitchen, which is kind of low for Hell's Kitchen, but everything just shakes up during a touristy week. And then we have Harry Potter, and then we have Back to the Future. So Back to the Future is doing what you want to happen to your show whenever you've announced a closing. They are completely spiking their grosses up, which is awesome.
They went up by 18% capacity.
It's a huge touristy show. Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
I'd like to mention that right below that is Anne Juliet, and this is the highest I've seen them in a very long time.
Yeah, that's incredible. This is all making a lot of sense. Moulin Rouge is a little bit lower than it typically is. So is Oh Mary.
I haven't seen
but
Romeo
everything's
and
doing so well. Yeah, there's Romeo and Juliet doing really well.
Still above 100%.
Yes, grossing plenty. Let's look at the bottom. Because when you're not grossing, okay, maybe Happy Ending is doing okay. They had 88% capacity. They were at 707,000.
That's good for them.
That is really good for them. I hope it's enough to keep them running. Like I need them to continue running.
When we talk about some of the news, we can talk about my fears for that show.
It is literally crazy. We already talked about Tammy Faye closing, and you guys, oh my God. I don't know if I've ever seen a number that low for capacity. They had 38% capacity for a tourist week. That sends shivers down my spine. That's insane.
They sold 4,000 out of the 10,000 possible seats.
Okay, so have you heard the tea about what might be coming into the Palace?
Well, so for a while they thought it was going to be Ragtime.
Right.
And then now they're saying it's not going to be Ragtime.
And they're saying it's going to be
Glengarry Glen Ross.
And then Queen of Versailles.
Yes, which I think Queen of Versailles would do good there.
I think Queen of Versailles needs to start smaller. Yes, for sure. Okay, so Kristen Chenoweth's husband, he's a pretty big actor. He was in White Lotus, and then of course Kristen Chenoweth. But it's such a kitschy show. Like, to me, Tammy Faye.
That's Kristen Chenoweth's husband?
In the not in real life, in the show. No, that's funny you say that, because Kristen Chenoweth's husband is like young. Kristen Chenoweth's husband is like probably like 35. The guy she's married to in the musical is like older than
Abraham.
her. Is that his name?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Palace is way too big for Queen of Versailles. I think that's setting up Queen of Versailles for failure.
But what do you think can go in there and succeed? Like it needs
Gypsy,
to be something like The Music Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like only big celebrity shows.
Yeah.
Which we have plenty of, so take your pick. Like, seriously. Like, maybe Floyd Collins should have gone there.
Where's Floyd Collins going?
The Vivian Beaumont.
Oh yeah, it's going to Lincoln Center.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't think Queen of Versailles. I think that because I've always thought that Queen of Versailles and Tammy Faye were very similar shows, like very kitschy, very odd stories to turn into a musical. Like, they don't have that instant appeal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like probably 99% of the population do not know who the Queen of Versailles is. So I think it's a bad idea to put it there. I think it makes sense if you're talking in a marketing perspective. It's like, oh, of course, the Queen of Versailles should go into the Palace Theater. Like, I was like, oh, that's cute, but I don't think it's right.
It needs to be something like Wicked.
It has to be something like that for sure. Like huge. Bobby Darin, like that show. That's got a lot of appeal. A lot of older people are going to want to go and see that. Jonathan Groff.
Yeah, but that wouldn't sell at a theater that big.
Yeah, maybe not. But I think something more like that. Like, people know who Bobby Darin actually is. We don't, but older generations do. Yeah. And it's Jonathan Groff. So
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get in to our Broadway news of the week, which I just want to start off talking about the tea over on TheatreTok because it's crazy. So basically, I don't think I saw the original video. Okay, so we're going to break it down for you. It started with this video from Brian, the business analyst, who I have dropping met.
Names.
He has been nice to me when I have met him. I believe he listens to the podcast. He's told me that he did. So shout out to you for being a Broadway bestie. But he said some crazy stuff on TikTok. I didn't see the video. Can you tell us what it said?
I mean, it's not the first time he said some crazy stuff on TikTok.
No,
so I don't know if we should be surprised. He definitely has hot takes. So I started the video and I was like, I can't even watch this.
Yeah.
He has every right to not like a show, and I think it's so valid to go on TikTok and criticize a show.
Yeah.
What he said in the video that got a lot of people really angry was he said that everyone involved in the production, actors and everyone backstage, should have a black mark on their name.
For Tammy Faye the musical.
For Tammy Faye, yes. Should have a black mark on their name and shouldn't be employed again.
Yeah, basically they should be ashamed of the fact that they were attached to this show. He's since taken the video down. Which is annoying because so many people are talking about it. And then so many people being like queens of TheatreTok, like Cara Rose DePietro, Ashley's Theater. And like, these are people like the theater community, especially TheatreTok, is very tight. Like we see each other everywhere. So you really don't want to be that person who says some crazy shit online and that everybody starts hating. Because while we are small, we are like ferocious and like we will like be in the comments and we will like his video. So he put up an apology. I'm using like air quotes, apology video where he never apologized. He just kind of like added some color to his statement. But it really didn't do what he was wanting it to. And like the like to comment ratio was outrageous. It had like, when I saw it, it had like 60 likes and like 200 comments. I was like, oh my God, this reach is insane.
Yeah. And I think it also like, it just impacts your ability to like, why would someone want to invite you to their show again when you say stuff like that? Like, it really impacts your credibility in the industry. And I think he works somewhat adjacently to the theater industry.
Yeah, he's always super. So his like at is like Brian the business analyst. So a lot of people think he works like with a like theater company in some way, shape, or form. But he's like always super vague about what his job is, which like I don't care. Like it's not none of my business. I appreciate his rush reports, and like that's the extent of it. So yeah, but yeah, you're totally right. Like when you're in our position. And like a lot of theaters, honestly, are really valuing the theater influencer market right now and sending tickets and like having us work with them, which is really cool. And I don't think it's been like that for like a long time. And so I really hope him doing this isn't going to like affect all of our outcomes. And like hopefully people like and like marketers won't see it as like a volatile market to like work with like TheatreTok influencers and stuff. But I wouldn't blame them. Like some people are not quite as measured, or like it just feels like he thought he probably had so much pent up like frustration towards the show for whatever reason. And like had to release it, and it's like, oh baby, that should have stayed in the drafts.
Yeah,
like Amber Ardolino even made like a whole video about it. Did you see her video?
No.
Oh, hers was like the best. She really talked on it.
There's one that I saw that was someone in the Tammy Faye cast.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And that was my favorite. She talked about how like everyone who comes to the show has a right to have their opinions, and she values their opinions, and she doesn't expect everyone who comes to see the show to like the show. But she was like, for the first time in my career, I can pay my bills and pay my rent.
Exactly.
And I'm making a living off this show. And I made my Broadway debut. And that's not something to like not be proud of.
Exactly.
Regardless. This light.
It keeps going off. It's fine.
Regardless. I have like goosebumps talking about it. I'm like, these people, like, regardless of the material they're performing, they're living their dreams.
Yeah.
Like, and they're working and they're making money to sustain themselves. And like this show closing. Yeah, did I love it? No. Would I go back? No. Do I value the fact that that show is giving a lot of people jobs? Of course.
And that's the thing we always say when we criticize a show. We're like, we didn't like the book, we didn't like da-da-da, but we'll always say, but the performers were amazing. Because they like literally always
and
are.
I don't think we're the target demographic for that show, you know? Like, and I just think it's a show that made it to Broadway. It like, yeah, it wasn't my favorite, but it's not terrible. Like, it's a Broadway production of a show. They're not going to bring something to Broadway that they don't think could have an audience. That's the thing. And like, people put money into it thinking it was going to have an audience. Clearly it had an audience in the UK.
Yeah.
So saying that anyone involved in it should have a like black mark on their name because they're trying to be able to like afford food and rent.
Yeah, it's like, you're really gonna say no to a Broadway show that wants you? I don't think so. I wouldn't. If a Broadway show was like, be in our show, I'd be like, absolutely.
Exactly.
Like, would I care a little bit about it, what it was? Yeah. Like, I would make sure it wasn't like, but if it's coming to Broadway, period, like, I'm there. So anyways, in his apology video, did you watch it?
No.
Okay, so I think I watched the whole thing. So he was like, it was not an apology video. You cannot, like, the comments were like, was this an apology? Or like, everybody was confused on why he released it. It was just like yapping on about like, I don't know, like, so all he was saying was, this is a $25 million show that's $25 million that could have been used for something else. And like, yes, that is the case, but also that $25 million did go to the cast that it paid. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of money that's wasted, but it also could have capitalized and like made a shit ton of money later on. You just never know. And that's the risk we always play. So, I mean, do you want things to just like have like zero budget? Like O'Mary, for instance, like $4.5 million. Okay, they like recouped their investment. That's incredible. But their budget was literally so low. Can you imagine if every single show on Broadway had a budget that low? It's just not like, it's not worth it. It's like, we want to make beautiful art, creative art that pushes the boundaries. And like, sometimes that takes like a lot of money and you never know if that's going to be a success. It's like, it's the exact same thing as like an artist, like using these materials to make something. And like, I don't know, if it was made with really nice materials, it could cost a ton and then nobody would buy it because the value was so high. It's like the exact same thing. So you never know what's going to happen. This is like an age old thing, and people are going to be putting I want to be a producer. Like, legitimately, I do. I want to start putting my money, into shows.
Like, on a rant right now.
I really do. And I'm like, if I lost my money, but I felt like I had something to believe in, like, maybe that's worth it. I don't know.
Also, do you know how many phenomenal shows there are that never recoup?
Precisely.
Yeah, Tammy Faye specifically is losing a lot of money, and so is another show that we'll talk about shortly. But Kimberly Akimbo was on Broadway for 18 months. And I think, obviously, was a phenomenal show.
I think everybody agrees.
Phenomenal reviews. I don't really know anyone who didn't like that show. Yeah. And they did not recoup in their 18 months.
Yeah, but that's fine because then it's going to go on tour and hopefully it'll make money later on.
And sorry, Elton John is like what? He's a billionaire.
Who knows? Yeah,
like it's
so much money.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's all fine.
People aren't going to invest money that they can't survive if they don't get it back.
This has just been absolutely crazy. Like,
yeah,
the outpour of like anger, and I'm sorry to Brian. Like, I don't think
I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I don't think he intended all of this to happen, but also at the same time, like, you have to be mindful, and like, this is like people's like quite literally their livelihoods, and it's just wild. Like, he just took it way too far with saying like that they should be ashamed. So, anyways, crazy.
I think you can go on TikTok and say you hated a show. I personally wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I will go on TikTok and be like, wasn't my favorite thing ever. Not for me. Cast was good. Just like would never listen to the music or read the story. But like, you know, there were okay parts. But it's the black mark on the name that I was like, that's really where we like. You don't think these people should be? It's Christian Borle, for goodness sake. He's gonna get another job whenever he wants one.
Yeah. It was wild. It's really wild. Okay, so that's our first little news story, which kind of leads us into like the sadness that is happening on Broadway, and that's that Swept Away is closing. So, like, I was not expecting this. This is not a show I was running to see, but I definitely want to see it now that it's closing because I was like, oh, I have time. Like, the reality is you just cannot trust that things are going to stay open, especially considering what we see in the Broadway grosses week to week. So I should have realized like, okay, I need to see Swept Away, but now I'm like, I really want to see it. Oh,
I'll go.
We could add that to the list.
I'll go with you.
I entered the lottery.
So I saw Swept Away last week. It was kind of just like an impulse decision on my way to the theater. I also saw Abby Lee Miller in Times Square.
Oh my God.
Did I not tell you that?
Yes, you did. I just forgot.
I literally
so crazy.
I went to make a return at Old Navy and I'm walking out and I hear a worker next to me go, I'll hold the door for you. And a chair wheels out, right? We're leaving Old Navy in Times Square. Okay. The day before Thanksgiving. And we leave and someone goes, Abby Lee. And I shoot my head around and I'm like, and I have a photo with Abby Lee from when I'm 14 because I drove to a meet and greet.
Of course you do.
That was crazy. But so I last minute bought myself a ticket. I went alone. I was like 4th row. I bought it like 3 hours before the show. $40.
Nice.
Phenomenal seat. I was actually blown away. There were definitely points in it that I was like, okay,
no intermission, right?
No intermission. It's 90 minutes. I actually love the music. I've been listening to the Abbott Brothers now.
Okay.
It's actually so good. Like, it's very folky.
Like Noah Kahan kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
What those 4 leads are doing.
Yeah.
John Gallagher Jr. is insane.
Okay.
Like, so they're all so good. They all have such good voices. And the ensemble is great. You know who's in the ensemble? His name is Matt DeAngelis, and he was in the ensemble of Waitress, but he's in the Waitress movie.
Yeah.
So I saw him on stage, but he has a big full beard now. And I'm like staring at him like, why do I know you? But he was in the pro shot of Waitress, which is funny. The set is gorgeous. It's so cool.
It feels kind of like Life of Pi, which had like amazing reviews for their set.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like that? Like with the boat and like everything?
It's,
yeah.
It just like, it changes. Like, you're kind of like, how are they going to do this? And then the way they do it is really cool.
I'm really excited. I mean, the concept of it seems intriguing. Like, it's a shipwreck. Now, I feel like y'all are going to be like, Lindsay, you totally changed your tune. Like, Bryn said she was excited for that show and you're like making eyes, which like I was. But like, now that I've seen more about it and the Nessa guy on TikTok, if you know, Nessa. He makes me laugh so hard. I really want to see it. Cute boys. Yeah, no, I've seen. Yeah.
Like, there's the 4 leads, and one of them I think is really cute.
Okay. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's good. So it's closing.
Yeah.
Did you already say
that?
Yes,
it's closing on November 9th. Wait, no, it opened on November 19th. The final performance is on December 15th. At the time of its closing, it will have played 20 previews and almost 32 regular performances. It has been grossing under $500,000 week to week. And I think like the nail in their coffin was the fact that even during Thanksgiving week, it grossed under $500,000. So the producers, or I guess it's more so like the box office, the theater wanted to replace it.
Here are my thoughts about it.
Oh, wait. Maybe Queen of Versailles could go there. It's like a good size.
That theater's cursed.
Okay, that theater's cursed and Belasco are cursed.
Yes, they're both cursed. But I mean, Belasco had Goodnight Oscar, which did well. But the Longacre is cursed. Like the
Never
one right
forget
before...
How to Dance in Ohio and the Injustices.
Yeah.
But go on.
Swept Away announced their closing.
Gutenberg did well. Gutenberg recouped. Gutenberg did great.
Where was Gutenberg? Not in either of those theaters.
It's in Swept Away. You're right. Wait, where's Swept Away?
Where Lampico was.
Oh, for some reason, I've never been to that theater. For some
Left
reason,
on 10th is where Gutenberg was.
You're right. For some reason, I had it in my head Swept Away was there. I don't know why.
No, it went Gutenberg, Heart of Rock and Roll, Left on 10th.
Yeah, you're totally right. For some reason, I had it in my head.
The whole time on my way to Swept Away, all I could think about was the rat from Flushed Away. Have you seen that movie?
I actually haven't. But I know what you're talking about. I actually haven't seen that. Why are you freaking out?
It's my favorite movie.
What?
It's so good.
Wait, is it called Flushed Away?
It's called Flushed Away. It's about a rat that gets flushed down the toilet and lives in the sewer system.
That's enough. We're not talking about that. We're talking about Broadway.
Okay, Swept Away. So, what was shocking to me about Swept Away closing?
So, Bryn really liked it. What would you rate it out of 10?
I think I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Great. Okay.
On my TikTok.
Okay, go ahead.
But I've been in like a really high ranking.
Yeah, you have. I'm like, she's lying.
Everything's getting
I'm like,
bad.
don't believe what she's saying. She's lying.
Yeah, don't believe it.
Okay,
like
the thing about the closing.
Like How to Dance, they didn't get good reviews. And I think that didn't help them. Swept Away got great reviews.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
And they're a New York Times Critics pick. And it's a jukebox musical. I don't think they're playing into the fact that it's a jukebox musical enough. Like, this album was written in 2009.
Bryn, I'm like freaking out.
And I have my stomach actually dropped when I saw it. And because like, how does a good piece of theater close so fast? Like, their off-Broadway run had more performances than this.
You know, everybody's saying that So Much is about to close.
I know,
If Maybe Happy Ending closes.
Them doing 700,000 though, that's great.
I have like shivers. Like
700,000 is great. That's more than like Kimberly made most weeks.
Okay.
And that show, I think it was expensive to mount, but I don't think it's expensive week to week.
Because their cast is so small.
Their cast is really
That's
small.
true. I have to keep reminding myself that. Josh told me he was like, it's literally a 4-person cast.
Yeah.
I was like, you're right.
They don't have like rain effects, anything crazy like that. Like, I think getting the projections up was a lot of money to do it, but I don't think it's like costing them money week to week to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. You're right.
Yeah, it's really sad. And there's a video of John Gallagher Jr. after the performance the other night when he announced the closing.
So here's what he said. Yeah, it made me really sad. And it was just like a really down to earth statement. John Gallagher Jr., who we know from Spring Awakening, like literally love him. Which is another reason why I definitely need to see it. He said, quote, "Life's a bitch, y'all. We are devastated. We've been working on this show for years. We've given it our all. We love performing it. We love each other. I've been a stage actor for more than 25 years, and believe me when I tell you that I've never been a part of a company, a creative team, a crew more creative, courageous, and kind than that of Swept Away."
I have goosebumps.
I'm like so effing sad because obviously like what you were talking about with the set, like they have invested like literally invested so much money into it, but invested so like just so much purpose and creativity into that show. And it's just not right. You're so right. Like when something is actually good and it's not like Tammy Faye and it closes, like, ooh, that's hard.
And you can tell they all love it so much and are so deeply connected to the story. And yeah, I wish it at least could stay like through the holidays. Like I don't really understand why shows will close like literally 10 days before Christmas. Like,
because something's coming. That's why.
And it must be because something's coming. But even something like Stuffs is closing immediately after the New Year. That makes sense to me.
Right.
I don't know why like Notebook is closing December 15th. Like I feel like they could get tourists.
It must just be. You're totally right. I completely agree.
But
they must be like a date sort of thing.
Yeah.
December 15th is when Swept Away is closing as well.
So fast.
Ooh, yeah, it's really, really sad. So I'm going to go see it. Me and Brent are going to go see it. Maybe tomorrow if nothing else works out.
Yeah, we
can
go
and see
totally
it.
Get rushed for
I'm going to be, you guys, it was so funny. So I posted on my Instagram. I was God. You guys, I'm making a list of the hottest casts on Broadway. I'm going to do another one for hottest leads. The next video is going to be hottest casts. So we're going to be running around the theater district tomorrow and recording it. It's going to be really, really fun. So we're either going to see Sunset Boulevard, Moulin Rouge, Elf, or Swept Away tomorrow. That's exciting.
It's quite the variety.
It is quite the variety. Okay, so that's really all we have for you guys. Some other little things.
Nessa
is Nessa, because that's what's going around on TikTok. The Bach and Nessa hatred is crazy.
Me and Bach.
Okay, let's you know do what? It and then I'll do it.
My favorite thing I've seen on TikTok about Wicked is
what?
There was a thing that was like, Ariana and Ethan were the only two straight people on that set. Of course they ended up together.
Yeah. No, actually.
It's
fully.
Hilarious.
Dude, I'm really going through it with Jonathan Bailey. Like, I don't know.
You have to watch Heartstopper.
How a man can look that good. Like, it's really criminal.
I'm telling you, you have to watch Heartstopper.
What season is he in?
3.
Can I start there?
No. Because once you get into it, you'll love it. We have to watch a couple episodes before we go see Romeo and Juliet. That's the rule.
Okay.
Guys, tell Lindsay she'll like Heartstopper.
I'll come over and we can watch.
Yes. I'll buy snacks.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Nessa.
No, just say me and Bach.
Me and Bach.
Say it to the camera.
Me and Bach.
We deserve each other. Me and Bach.
We deserve each other. Me and Bach. Yeah. Guys.
We deserve each other. Me and Bach.
This is no hate to Marissa Bodie, by the way. She's phenomenal.
Yeah, Bryn has to say that. She's like really concerned about her personal well-being, which she made a statement. She's like, I love Nessa. Like, I see the hate and da-da-da.
Okay,
like,
good.
She did a pretty good job. I'm not going to say she was like my favorite, but I'm really happy that they hired somebody who actually was handicapped to be in Nessa's role. That's incredible. We love that, especially baby Nessa. Like, could they have picked is there a cuter girl on earth than baby Nessa? I'm obsessed with her.
I have to find this quote.
Yes.
What's her name? Cecily Collette Taylor. Okay. There's a quote. They posted a video from the set. It says, representation matters. It saves lives and changes hearts. To every parent of a child with spina bifida, know there is light at the end of the tunnel. And to every filmmaker, let's show the world the beauty of every life.
I'm obsessed with her.
I'm obsessed. I mean, obviously her parents wrote that. But another thing from this caption talks about the disability coordinator they had on set. And it says she ensured the set was fully accessible for Cecily and Marissa. Her role was vital, and I believe every production and event should have a disability coordinator. Inclusion is not optional, it's necessary.
Beautiful. We stand.
She's just so yes. She's so cute. Baby Elphaba is really cute too. But
okay. I also want to talk about the fact that Rainn Wilson is coming to off Broadway. He's coming to the Encores. Is it City Center or Encores? I always get it mixed up.
It's the building is near City Center, but it's like an Encores production. I don't
Gotcha.
know who that is.
Urinetown. You don't know who Rainn Wilson is?
No.
He's Dwight Schrute in The Office.
He's gonna be in it?
Yes.
I want to see Keala Settle.
Keala Settle is going to be in
and
it. Taran Killam is going to be in it. It's going to be great. I don't know much about Urinetown, but I'm excited. I'm seeing it for Rainn Wilson. I love Rainn Wilson.
Jordan Fisher.
What?
I love Jordan Fisher.
Oh, yeah.
He's officially leaving Hadestown.
Oh, really?
They announced the new cast.
Anyway, so that's the tea, you guys. Bring it to you live. Not really, but here on From the Mezzanine. Brittany, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're the best. You're the best professional yapper around.
Guys, follow me on TikTok. I'm in my TikTok era.
She is.
It's at Bryn Harvey Raymond, or my name is Broadway Brittany.
Go find her. She's really popping off, you guys.
Yeah.
Soon I'm not even going to be able to afford her on this podcast.
No, I'll start charging.
You can go follow me at @FromTheMezzanine_podcast on Instagram and TikTok. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube or on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. Leave me a rate and review wherever you are listening. I am so happy, you guys. We reached, you know what? I reached 500 subscribers on YouTube.
No way.
I broke 1,000 Instagram followers.
No way.
And I broke 3,500 TikTok followers all in the same day.
I bet you it was JJ.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm sure JJ helped.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, not like
he
it's
did
all
the work,
of it, but
it's
like I
things.
think him sharing your name is great.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I mean.
Amazing. I
not
love
that
JJ.
Lindsay didn't do the work JJ did, but
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was just like, this is a crazy day. Like,
that's so exciting.
So now that I have 500 subscribers on YouTube, I'm going to start really going hard over there. So make sure you're subscribed to YouTube. It is in the show notes below, or if you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I'm filming, like I said, the hottest casts on Broadway tomorrow. I'm so excited. And yeah, I guess Bryn and I will talk about our Spotify Wrapped. So YouTube's going to be a fun way to follow From the Mezzanine. And you can go follow us on the Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/FromTheMezzanine. It's $5.99 a month. And we do our Meet Me at the Stage Door, which is an after chat for the podcasts. And it's a great way to support From the Mezzanine and myself. So thank you guys so much for listening. Is that everything?
Yeah.
And we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Bye.